It seems people really don't understand what these TVs look like without a calibration. So I've gone ahead and set the Samsung S90C to Filmmaker mode, okay? Now I want to say something right now, okay? I am not selling the television any way, shape, and or form. You can buy the Samsung S90C or you can buy the LG C1 if you can find it because, spoiler, it's discontinued, okay? The big thing to keep in mind here is most of the YouTubers you are watching are targeting reference accuracy. Filmmaker mode is all about computer reference accuracy, okay? I'm not doing that. I push these TVs to their absolute peak and limitation. These other calibrators not only cannot do that, fact, because there's no standard for that created. You have to be creative and make it yourself, okay? But also, they're very much sticklers and very much proud of the way things are done. If you listen to them and watch the comparisons that they are showing on YouTube, this is how the Samsung S90C actually would stack up against the C1 with my settings enabled. And I'm showing you this because it's important. And I get really annoyed because people are seeing like how good I've made the Samsung S90C and they're just like, see, the Samsung is better. That's mostly me, okay? Like, I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky here, but if we're doing what reference tells us to do, you will never, I mean, look, for Christ's sake, look at that. You will never see an image like what I have to offer. You will never, ever experience what your TV is capable of producing, ever. Like literally ever, they tell you not to do this. What I'm doing, they say I'm a quack, I'm a clown, I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm not a real calibrator. All the crap to try to discredit me because, you know, maybe I'm making a point when I mention affiliate links and shit like that. This is what they do. And my point with showing you this is to show you just how much color goes missed when you start following their advice. Their advice is quite literally the cancer of your television, quite literally you watching a TV that looks like it's from a decade ago and being grateful having spent thousands of dollars in most cases for it. And even if you've spent hundreds, you've worked for that, okay? It wasn't free, nobody did you any favors, it wasn't a handout. I don't understand the mindset that some people have. It's frustrating for me and I will vent that frustration because I am very much the one that created the settings that makes the Samsung S90C shine the way that it did. There isn't a single calibrator able to hold a candle to me in that light, and I'm going to say that and challenge every one of them to prove me wrong. They will not be able to do so. They haven't for years. I haven't had a single one successfully challenge the claim and beat me at anything. Because the fact is, you really do have to know an unimaginably large amount about televisions to do what I am doing here. This is not normal. This is not easy. And I make it look easy, but it's not easy, okay? So when I show up with some crazy results for the Samsung, to where the Samsung now hits in an entirely different tier, please understand that those are all the settings that I've created. Because otherwise, you would be sitting here getting your ass handed to you by the C1. Like absolutely decimated. There wouldn't even be a comparison. We wouldn't even be here having a conversation right now. And I'm making this abundantly clear for the ones in the back that always have an opinion, that always think they know more, that always want to try to school the professor. You know, sometimes it's okay to be humble and just listen. You were given one mouth and two ears, but for some reason, people like to speak more than they like to listen. And I'm trying to explain how these TVs work because while the Samsung has potential, okay, latent potential, you will never see that potential without me. And I'm going to say that because this is what it looks like out of the box. You can see it, Filmmaker mode, okay? Right? Movie mode, right? Let's select movie mode. I'm not being biased here. This is what it's going to look like. You need to know how to get it out of looking like this and take it to the next level. I do. The next level looks like this. And this is why you go from something shitty like this to something like this. Everybody's like, oh, the Samsung's so much better than the C1. It's like, okay, my guy, I know you feel that way. I know you might think that at first, but you don't know where it came from, okay? It came from here. This is Filmmaker mode, Hollywood's best. What everyone's telling you to do, what every professional calibrator is calibrating to, that I am ignoring the shit out of. I refuse to calibrate to this washed out ugly shit where you're missing a ton of colors, where you don't have the expression in SDR like you're supposed to, and they literally, like, you're stupid, right? Like, insulting your intelligence, telling you, like, you know what? This is accurate. This is the way to go. They can feel that way all day, every day, but I'm not fucking watching this. I did not pay for this. This is trash. That is quite literally garbage, and I refuse to be subjected to that when I'm paying top dollar. And I treat you guys the same way. I will act as though you actually want to see what your TV is capable of, which is why we're here. Now, that being said, why struggle? Why suffer? Why try to figure out what I've already done for you? Why sit there for hours, quite literally, trying to get the Samsung S90C on the same page as the LG C1? Why not just let me give you the settings? It's only $4.99, out of which YouTube takes 30% of. I'm not cleaning up shop here. I could easily do what everybody does and charge $500 and shake you down and say, okay, after I'm done making the settings, you're on your own. You know what I do? I literally go back and say, if you're not happy or there's something that you would like settings made for or some adjustments, let me know and I'll try to create some new settings. And for the life of the product, if I own the TV especially, I'll do something for it. Now, when there's no support for a television and only a handful of people want the video or review or whatever it is, then I just make one setting and I move on. But when people want settings, I go crazy and I make a bunch of them. And I make per request, which is why every time before I even start these videos, I say, you've got to let me know what you want to see. What are you trying to get out of it so I can make it for you? Because I'm always going to leave that door open for you to get what you want, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, Samsung out the gate by itself will lose every day of the week to a LG C1 that I've calibrated, whipping it out of the box in its most accurate mode, Filmmaker mode. It's going to lose. And I will venture to tell you, every single TV on planet Earth right now will lose to the C1 with my settings. I will prove this. Give it time, don't you worry. Including the beloved Sony A95L, which is boasted as the most accurate TV out of the box. They better be ready for me because I'm coming for them. Because if you're going to make a claim like that, I'm showing up. So I'm sure we'll hear complaints like we're hearing now. Excuses. But that's all they are. Excuses. And instead of making excuses from companies that have the audacity to charge you thousands of dollars and not give you what I'm giving you, I mean, really, what do you think is more fair? Do you think it's more fair to get Filmmaker mode or movie mode looking washed out like this, right? Movie mode washed out. Or do you think it's fair for them to just out of the box look like this? Just out of the box. There you go. You don't have to do a thing. What seems more fair? So that's the message for this video. For everybody that doesn't want to struggle, you want to see what I'm all about, join. Literally take the $4, $4.99, join and see what I'm talking about. Your TVs will never look the same and your family members are going to be walking around like, did you buy a new TV? We just got one. What's this? They're not even going to recognize your TV because I'm telling you. Right now, if you are doing this trash, this Filmmaker arting setting bullshit, this reference accurate, purist bullshit, I promise you, you are not going to be getting what your TV is worth. You're just not. There's no way on earth you are getting what your TV is capable of listening to them. So that is the message. I have to be a little bit more crass in this one because, you know, sometimes people just have to be told the way they have to be told. And this is one of those examples. So for those who already know this, fantastic, wonderful, I appreciate you guys. But for those who don't know this and have been like maybe sipping a little bit too much Kool-Aid in one direction, here's your wake-up call. Here's your reality check. TVs are capable of much more, but it's going to take somebody that knows how to do it. And currently right now on planet Earth, I am pound for pound the best calibrator that has ever existed. Like I really am. And I hit open challenge. Anyone on Earth, prove me wrong. I'll leave it like that. Prove me wrong. Tell me you can reference accurate your way into what I do. You'll never be able to do it because you have to know concepts that don't exist right now, that I've created, that I've made in-house, that I know, that I use every day to change the dynamics and change your reality of it being a washed, ugly, crappy picture to something everybody would want to see. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty. Until the next video, see you guys later.